In this clip from the Phases of Training tutorial, Boo outlines the overall approach you should take to your program as a whole.
Part of the process of writing good workouts is determining what training activities and exercises are applicable at certain points in the training calendar. To assist us in making these decisions, we will identify 3 phases of training. The first phase of training will be called the general phase. This phase consists primarily of activities that produce and improve general fitness, preparing the body for the more difficult training yet to come. The second phase is called the specific phase. This phase consists primarily of activities that are very specific to the needs of the event and concentrate on certain key abilities and prepare the body for the intensity of competition. The third we call the competition phase. The competition phase consists of activities that continue to improve specific fitness levels but also take into account the need for recovery from the demands of regular competition. At some point in the competition phase, reducing the difficulty of training occurs. This allows the athletes to recover and experience a freshening effect, which increases the chance of good performances in late season where the most critical competitions fall. As we move through our discussion of training, we will refer back to these phases often. Here are some steps and guidelines to help you determine the starting date, total length, and ending date of these phases of training.
Once he defines the parameters that will keep you coloring between the lines, he shows you exactly how to set up your microcycles based on time of year. Here, in the Assembling the Multi-Jump and Multi-Throw program tutorial, Boo clearly lays out how to assemble your multi-jump training. As you know, you simply cannot afford to screw this up. You'll also see how a beginner coach can blatantly cut and paste the progressions, while a more experienced coach can really dive deep into the nuances of program design.
Now we will take the multi-jump training components we discussed and examine how to assemble them into a program organized by the phase of training. In the general phase of training, we have 3 primary goals. First, we want to build the volumes of mild multi-jump work in preparation for the more intense work to come. Secondly, we want to provide opportunities for technical teaching and employ exercises that will develop good fundamental jump mechanics. Finally, we want to provide the opportunity for event-specific technique training, beginning to teach the actual skills and movements of a jumper's event. So, each week in this phase should contain, first, one in-place jump circuit designed to enhance strength and fitness and build volumes of multi-jump work. Next, one remedial short horizontal bound session. Next, one vertical bound session. And finally, 1 or 2 technical sessions employing low-intensity drills and event-specific technique work.
But Boo does more than just break down why, when, and where to put each drill, set, rep, and exercise in your jumps program. He also addresses the programming details many coaches overlook. For example, what should your jumpers do the day before the meet to ensure they achieve optimal performances? In this clip from the Peaking and Pre-Meet Training Design tutorial, Boo explains a few of your options.
A special concern to many coaches is what should be done the day before a competition. First of all, a day off is a bad idea. This introduces staleness and sluggishness. A medium to light workout is much better, and if you do have a day off, it's best done 2 days out. For example, Thursday can be an off day, Friday a light workout, and Saturday a competition. I don't recommend using off days in this way except possibly during peaking time. It results in too much lost training. If you do use an off day like this, your pre-meet day should be a neural day. If you don't, it can be a neural or a general day, whatever would normally follow your sequence of training themes. After your warm-up, good units to use in a pre-meet neural day would be these. First, acceleration development, 6 to 9 runs of 20 meters, possibly from blocks. Second, multi-jumps. Short horizontal bounds or hurdle hops work best, 15 to 30 total contacts. Olympic lifts work well.
Now, you probably have questions about your program. You probably wonder if you're doing the right things at the right time, or too much, or too little. After all, what quality coach doesn't ask him or herself such questions? So having Boo Schexnayder to go to for answers will revolutionize your program. Which is why I believe the most valuable part of planning training for the jumping events with Boo Schexnayder is the opportunity to ask questions and receive answers directly from Boo. Now, you may be concerned that working with Olympians and NCAA champions means Boo doesn't understand your needs or your athletes. What if you were to ask Coach Schexnayder the question, how do you handle young and inexperienced athletes in this system? Well, he tackles this issue directly in this clip from his frequently asked questions and frequently experienced problems tutorial.
Dealing with the young and inexperienced. The sample workouts you've seen are applicable and appropriate for most athletes. I've used them at the high school level and in modified forms at the collegiate level. But if you have very young or very inexperienced athletes, don't hesitate to modify, but do try to stick with your themes. For example, all of the tempo sessions we looked at contain 1,200 total meters of running, but beginners can start with 900 or 1,000 meters. Running workouts of all types can use shorter runs with more frequent rests. Multi-jumps can be simpler and less complex with less impact for young athletes. You can use pipes and broomsticks instead of weights if necessary. If they are true beginners and need more technique work, omit some of the multi-jumps and substitute in extra technique work. Then revert to the original plan when they start to show some mastery. In short, be creative and flexible enough to tailor these workouts to an athlete's individual needs.